quickly, we'll try to make this recording. It's I'm kind of sleepy. It's late at night, not real late, but we're gonna talk to you about the um, the formula that we showed you and the article. Okay, first of all, we want to explain to you the God particle to prove that our God exists. There's no galaxy, which I told these scientists a long time ago. There are galaxies shredding anything. These are the particles of God's creation. It's like you see in the movies when you might see that sparks and like it's God's hand. God is throwing things and making things like a potter makes a pot or throws clay. So God is throwing things. He's creating things. This is what you see. It's not any of these elaborate things that they're saying. It's not galaxies shredding things. These are the things that you see. The particles of God creating uh, everlasting life, because it was intended for people to live for eternity. So basically, that you see the E is 4.4 E, whatever that is, equals 15 zeros. It's not that. It's 4.4, which equals 8. The E stands for eternity and everlasting life. This is it. It also means that we live for eternity, but it's also extinction for the wicked. The wicked will not be. So this is it. So we're letting you know that too. And it's good for the good people, the formula that we showed you, but it's not so good for the wicked people. What everybody knows, wicked won't exist. The wicked go away for all eternity. So now the article you see, it's from a long time ago. There are no galaxies shredding anything. Just like all the dirty people you see attacking and with their dirty mouths, they won't be. They leave for eternity. They won't bother us anymore. It's what our Bible tells us. The good live for eternity and the bad go away for eternity. You are seeing the creation of eternity, where the wicked are going to go away and never be ever again, and us to live for eternity. You're seeing the creation of the way the world is supposed to be and the universe that God intended to live for eternity, as from the Garden of Eden. This is what you're seeing. Nobody should ever think that God didn't do anything but win. So that's what you're seeing. The sparks and clippets, as our rabbis know what we're saying, and the sparks of creation. The way it's going to be, that God intended things to be in the end, as He intended for things to be in the beginning. We live for eternity. So the E stands for three things: eternity and everlasting life for all of us who live for eternity, and everlasting extinction and death to people who are going to go away and never bother us again. The 4.4 or 4 and 4, it equals 8. 8 is something that has to do with us, with me, and the 1, 5 is a 6. So 6 has to do with the 6-point star. You see the Star of David. That's Judaism. We live for eternity. As our God, Mosaic law, we live for all eternity. And Mosaic law is forever and ever for eternity. Do you know that an infinite number, we don't know what it is, and eternity, we certainly don't have enough zeros behind that to know what that is either. So it's even more of a mystery to how long eternity is. It's longer than infinite or infinitive. It's longer than infinitive. It's not the same. It's longer. You can about kind of like, but it's not really so, because eternity will go even further than infinity. I can't explain it except that way, because it's what God is telling us to telling me to say from word on high. So now, okay, now we're trying to explain it to you as simple as possible. It was really simple when I looked. So you see the nines, all those nines. Okay, that has to do with God too, and the 72. You add up all those nines, it comes up to 72, and it comes up to another 9 if you add the 7 and the 2, and that has to do with something very holy, the holiest spot on the planet. We will live for eternity, the good people on this planet. Remember, God said we have to live for eternity. We have to be really good living on this planet for eternity. Remember, God said that. Okay, so it's not any galaxy shredding anything. It's not anything like that. It's God creating everything, so we live for eternity. It's getting rid of all the bad people that come and do dirty things and harass and covet and bother everybody. It's getting rid of all the wicked things that follow the devil. And God is making all of us who have been live for eternity to live for eternity, and making it so that it's comfortable and beautiful, and we won't be harassed by anybody anymore or bother anybody anymore. You know, it's in the book of Daniel that, and the harassment of the holy ones end. You know, my name, I have ID that says I'm holy one. I'm holy one, little h of the most high. It's in part of my name. So now I'm going to have to make room in the recording, but I want to show you some of these things. So that's what it means. Okay, so basically said what it means. So all those lines have to do with the most holiest spot on the planet. That's what it has to do with. And so basically said in the 72, God has 72 names. So that's what that adds up to. God has 72 names, at least that we know of, so it's in the formula. All that came with the multiplication of the 2 billion plus 2.2 light years, a billion light years. It's different from 2 billion. So I just want to get to. So it came out with that. And that's the formula that I got. Okay, so we'll talk to you as soon as we can. But the people are bothering, and they weren't walking up. So they're really quite mundane, and they're disgusting. And these are people that God gets rid of, the mundane people. They will be gone for eternity, and we will live for eternity. They're not anything. And there will be truth. There'll be peace for eternity too. So the formula comes out like that. So scientists, okay, this is what you're seeing. I was working on this before I was kidnapped. And my blessed kingdom should help me to remember that. So, the God particle. So all it is nothing to be afraid of, except if you're wicked, you're not going to be. And if you're good, you're going to be. And Mosaic laws for all eternity. That's in here too. So, because we live for eternity. 13. The 13, God has 13 attributes. Be sure, it came from formula. Be sure that our God will be, and our God will get rid of all the wicked. There won't be any wicked people left. It means that too. So we just wanted to, so now we'll talk to you as soon as we can and try to be careful, safe and on alert. But we want to explain to you because people are like harassing. But it came from the formula of 2.2 billion light years multiplied by 2 billion. I have to go light years because it's going to be different. Okay, so it's a little bit more, and that's the formula I got. It's not, and the billion is really off because the universe, the Earth has existed for like 5,778 years. So all this other stuff is quite wrong. God has always been in existence. So we just want to let you know. So God is telling us to in this formula that God has always existed, and that what we're telling you is true and Mr. Sid. And the formula comes out. There are no galaxies shredding anything. It's God creating things. So it's going to be the way that God intended. We live for eternity, and there will be no wicked plaguing us. It'll be as God intended. And the good will live for eternity. And Mosaic law will be for all eternity. It's for all eternity. God tells us that in the formula. God tells us that in our TANAHK and Torah. Okay, so we'll talk to you later on about this. It's a simple article that we work. It's from when we're kids, and it comes out to be simple just like this. Nothing's shredding anything. It's God's creation that we go for and live for eternity. God particle. Okay, so we'll talk to you as soon as we can. Be careful, safe, and on alert. It'll be Shabbat soon. So Shabbat Shalom when it comes.